What's up, y'all? What is up? It's your girl EJ, and I got my girl Tamika's Den in the building, y'all. And we are here to talk about Zatima. So, how did you feel about the episode? How did you feel about it coming back on?
Oh, I was excited to have it back. I thought the episode was good. It kind of started where, I think most of us was expecting it to start just from that explosive trailer that they put out, and then knowing how the season ended. Definitely was curious though to how everything was gonna, how we was gonna pull it or going would be going to with this whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we got a lot to talk about. Let me go ahead and pull the chat up and see who
Mhm.
stopped by. Uh okay, hold on. Like nobody's okay, there's Blatant Truth. Hey girl. Um, it says there's some people here. They just not talking yet. But what's up to everybody that's in the building? Thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with us. We really appreciate you guys. Hey, Shari. So good to see you. Okay, y'all. So this is 2 episodes. I don't know if they're gonna do the 2 episode thing or if it's just gonna be one at a time. I don't
Mhm.
know because all the Queen's men they did something different.
Right.
So who
Yeah.
knows at this point? Candy is in the building. I'll bring her in just a second. She don't look like she in the camera yet. So as soon as she's ready, I'll bring her in. But okay, so episode, let's pull up these slides because it starts out explosive. Like
Yes.
it was crazy. It was so crazy. Man, in the chat, everybody in the chat, tell me what y'all thought. What's your vibe check for this episode between 1 and 10? How was you feeling about it? What's your overall score on these 2 episodes?
Oh man, it definitely did sort of very explosive. I said, "Oh wait, baby, they acting me, okay." They was going in, and you felt it. It was just what someone said, especially just like not even 10 minutes in that first beginning. Um, I would give it a 9. I would give it a 9. I don't want
A
to say
9?
10. I want to watch the rest of it, but so far for these, yeah, it started out very strong, very intense. I was like, all right, now show out.
Okay, okay. What's up? Renee is in the building. Monique 69 Ways. What's up? What's up? Blatant Truth said she gives it a 8. Renee gives it a 9. Okay, okay. That's what's up. I'm right there with y'all. I'm at about a 9 with this one. 8.5, Monique says. I'm about at a 9 with this one. It get a 9 for me because of the way it started, for
Mhm.
sure. So I thought that was interesting. We're having this argument, right? We're having this strong argument about everything that's happened. I think we all knew from when we talked about this last time. We never believed that Zach had actually slept with Connie.
Yeah.
We all thought that was. I think we were all on the same page with that. That we thought that was just a. Something he was saying, trying to sabotage his relationship because this is what he tends to do at this point is try to sabotage things. So we learn that information a little bit later, but we see Zach tells her, he asked her about the deal breakers. Kind of talk
Mm-hmm.
about this scene in a whole because that particular part right there was a little off to me because he says, "You lied to me. What are your deal breakers?" And then he says the deal breakers, but then he literally says that he did one of the deal breakers.
Exactly. I was so lost with that. I'm like, wait a minute, where we going with this? Like, because I didn't know, how this was exactly going to play out. And when he said that part, I'm like, but what are you talking about? Okay, what a her deal breaker, but then you're saying that you broke the deal. Because I took it as his mom, for whatever reason, which I didn't never really get, is like she don't like Zatima, and I felt like she was just saying that just to put it out there to be, evil and start trouble amongst them. But I was like, that's funny because you don't mind taking her money, but then you got an issue with her, whatever. But it's like that was the opportunity where he could have been like, no, that didn't happen. Why would you think that? He just, like you said, wanted to self destruct, and I was not understanding it. It just went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Exactly. Yeah, it was crazy.
Mhm.
Shari says 9.5 for her. Zach was the aggressor. Um, the the
I think
oh, the
she
woman
went,
was reactionary. Okay, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, Zach was definitely the aggressor. We saw that he was
yeah.
absolutely drinking. I mean, we knew that,
Hmm.
and so yeah, he was on one for sure.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, so that happens. Angela just catches the grunt of this,
Yeah,
man.
she was catching strays.
I was like, dang, Angela, you just catching all of these. Let me tell you, I would have whooped Zach ass right there. He up there calling me a bitch for what? Like, come on now. Like, what? Why I gotta be in the middle of this talking about this? I was like, Zach, stop it. Like, don't do that. But Angela say she ride or die for her friend. Every now and again, Angela have me halfway liking her sometimes. Like, I be on the fence about her most of the time. I'll be back and forth. Hold on, let me see if Candy ready. Hey, girl.
Hey, I'm gonna be off camera.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself? Hi, Tamika. Y'all hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh,
I see your Zatima picture.
Yeah, I had to
With
hurry
the
and find
argument.
one right quick.
Zach has never been accountable in any of his actions. The women were reactionary. Sorry about this type. Oh yeah, you're fine. Yeah, he definitely is never accountable for his actions. I wholeheartedly 100% agree with that. You know, I couldn't be mad at the reaction that Fatima gave him based off of what he did. Now there was one part that where she says, "You gonna treat me like this over your mom." Now in my video, I think I had only looked at it one time at this point, and I thought she said, "You're gonna choose me over, or you're gonna choose your mom over me," but that's not what she said. So I messed up in the video. So if y'all saw that video, my bad. I said the wrong wording. But I had felt a kind of a way because, like I said, I always am going to hold each character accountable, in my opinion, based off of my own opinion, of course, of what I feel at that moment. And I felt like everybody's doing angry things. She's throwing out the mom thing, knowing that this is going to be something that's going to take him even further. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Candy, how did you feel about this scene, about everything that was said? What are your thoughts overall?
Zach, I want to snatch him and take him and throw him out. He was doing too much. I did not like the way. Well, I mean, I guess because he was under the influence as well, but I think he misunderstood what she was saying because she said, "You go do me like this over your mom," but the mom is the reason why they're arguing because she said that he, slept with Connie. So of course he's inebriated and he's not thinking clearly. But I mean, it's a lot. This is a heavy scene. He was all over her and talking to Angela sideways, and I'm like, oh, See, I would have had to step up to him, like, come on, ooh, listen. That was triggering.
He was giving me a little bit of amp vibes.
Yes, exactly. That was so triggering. That was so triggering for me. Oh, hush.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
hey,
my child.
Dallas.
Dallas got to make
Shout out
she
to
act like
Dallas
Tamika's
in
cat.
the building.
She act like Tamika cat.
Candy's little girl, y'all. She so shout out to Dallas. But yeah, so this, like I said, for me, this made this whole episode because I was like, they really went there. So moving on, because I mean, honestly, we could probably talk about this particular scene right here for a long time because it is just a lot to really unpack and all the things that really happened here. And you can find, I mean, if we're just, Zach wasn't listening, Fatima said nothing offensive about his mom.
Right.
Yeah,
it was one of those moments where they probably needed to calm down and then come back to each other later, but that wasn't gonna happen. It was like, nah, we here and now, we letting it all out. And
yeah, he owes her a big time apology. Ooh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't think that she said anything offensive about his mom. I feel like the timing was wrong for her to up the mom inebriated. And when we know this is his trigger, is his mom. It felt like it was also another, like what he's doing, she was kind of doing the same thing in this moment. They're both too angry to be talking. Well, they just talking at each other at this point.
Yeah, a bunch of yelling and screaming. I was like, oh, this is too much.
nobody had time to listen because they both yelling. But
Yeah.
let's move to the next one, y'all. So let's see what happened after this. Where's my screen at? Hold on. Here we go. Okay. So I did this by scenes. Because I liked how you did yours yesterday. Tamika, I was like, you know what, let me do this by scenes. I'm always going all out of order. Let me do this by scenes. So this is literally the next scene where we're gonna see Fatima go to her parents' house. Her mom is saying that she's gonna go apologize, and I'm like, why you gonna go apologize to Fatima? You should be apologizing to Zach the way you acted. You trying to apologize to the wrong person. So, but then Fatima comes by. Candy, talk about this scene. What'd you think about the scene? Kind of just break that scene down. Any of your overall thoughts?
I appreciated the mom wanting to apologize, even though she was apologizing to the wrong person. I appreciate it because she seemed like the type that would not do it, apologize. I appreciate the dad's conversation, letting her know that she was, that they were wrong for how they treated both Zatima and Zach. Fatima and Zach. It was one thing that was kind of funny to me. She wanted to go upstairs to get her clothes, but they were old. But how long her stuff been in storage? You going to get that?
Man,
yeah, I think she initially was thinking she would go upstairs and get something, and mom was like, that stuff is old. I was like, okay, is it clean? Like,
Right.
But then she was like, well, then I'll just go to, get it out the storage. So I always was happy that she had her stuff in storage and she didn't give up her place. I thought that was small. But I was like, so, well, she can't go get the clothes.
Right. As long as it's clean. But, I mean, so was this the next day? Because
I think it's supposed to be the next morning before she going to work, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like the next morning.
It just seemed off-putting that they would just go from one scene to the next, and the mama and daddy already dressed, So I'm like, is this the same day or what? Because it just seemed odd to me. I don't know the timing, because they was fully dressed. Like daddy, to me, like he should have been in pajamas. Like, what time is it? 7:30? Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Fatima dressed up at that time of morning, but
because I think that night she left and went to Angela's house, stayed there, and then was coming to Mama's house in the morning while Mama was about to try to catch her by the job, so she wouldn't have to see that.
Right. That's who she needs to be speaking to, though, because I didn't like that conversation they had.
Yeah, that was an interesting conversation. But it's funny because after she say all that, then she turns around and says, after she finds out that they've broken up, she's like, maybe it's for the best after Fatima. I'm like, now, come on, mama, now. Like, just a minute ago, we about to go apologize. Now we like good, basically. Is how I took it. But her dad seems to always be kind of understanding. I like the dad, and he had some funny moments in this episode too. Okay, y'all. So next scene, we are Bryce and these fellows right here. So first and foremost, y'all, this is how I felt about this particular scene, and then Tamika, I'll let you take it from there. But Bryce was just giving me too pushy in this, like. Zach is going through something clearly right now, and anybody who has eyes can see it. You say you want to be his friend. You say you're supposed to be his friend. You want to be cool, but all I keep seeing is him trying to push this deal. And when Zach asked him a very specific question, I just felt like he wasn't completely honest with him, and that he just didn't hold Zach accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, he asked you, do I think this is because he's two conversations. The first conversation, I think he says, do I sabotage things? Something like that, I think is what he said. And he doesn't answer him. Like, I'm expecting him to be like, yes, yes, this is what you do.
Yeah, I felt like Zach kind of had to pull his teeth. Like, he said it to a certain degree. I think he said something along the lines of, you don't think that you're worthy or something like that. He was like, most people would have these big dreams and be like, okay, I know I can attain this, or I see this in myself. And with you is the opposite way, where you don't really think that you deserve to get those things. Something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah. But Bryce, of course, y'all know, was annoying the hell out of me, because I was like, read the room. Like, you could tell his mind is not in no damn business. As soon as you walk in the room, I'm like, you don't see this? And it was like two different scenes where he did it, where I was like, seriously, dude?
Yes. I'm like, not realizing Zach is still up. Maybe he thinks Zach is still upset for
with
the
him, yeah.
what
And
they
then
said.
even
So
with
maybe he
that
was just ignoring
conversation,
it.
it was like, oh, are you still holding on to things? I thought we were okay now. And so I think he was kind of making it about him. But it was
Yeah.
like, clearly this don't got nothing to do with you. And it don't
Right.
got to do with this damn, deal that you keep trying to make, which I think is going to end up being a big flop, but that's another story.
Yeah.
It was annoying. I was like, how do you not see his face? Like any other normal person, they would be like, well, what's going on? What happened? Why you
Yeah.
looking that way?
Okay,
Exactly.
like
Like his
something
face is
else.
totally balled up. You not.
Exactly. Dang, Shari, like for real, girl. Hey, that's what's up. Monique 69 Ways says she don't trust Bryce. Girl, we still don't trust Bryce. Like Bryce ain't never
Right.
gonna get the trust. Blatant Truth said Bryce is annoying. Bryce is so freaking annoying. But for the very reason, for one of those reasons that you just said, Tamika, like literally you see something is wrong, but you're not asking the question. Like you so busy, did you have a chance to look at like bro,
Right.
like
Yeah. He's
stop
all
it.
about self in this moment. He's about self.
Girl, not even in this moment, just period. Like even
Yeah.
in the
Well,
next
yeah.
moment, he gonna do the same stuff. I'm just like, and in that moment, he did it worse, and that annoyed the hell out of me so
Yeah.
Mhm.
He
much.
did. He did. He was not
All right.
paying attention. His eyes too tight.
That's
Stop all
what's
that
up.
squinting.
Okay. Let's see here. This is where we're at Angela's house, y'all. We at Angela's house. I guess she decided to wear that black dress to work because she still got it on. But I'm not gonna be like you can. Now I'm gonna let it go. So
Let it
anyway,
ride.
let it ride. So anyway, she's there and they're talking about Angela got the wine out. You know what? Like I said, sometimes I like Angela because that's my kind of friend right there. A wine friend is my kind of friend. Bring it on. So anyway, but she's like, look, I don't want to sit here and do this. Like, I don't want to sit here and be sad. I want to, go out. So she calls Paul up and she, asked him out to dinner. Now I need to know y'all opinion on this. I mean, because this was pretty, like, this is pretty cut and clear. We don't really need to break it down, but I do got a question about it about Paul. Do you guys think that what Fatima is doing with Paul? How do you feel about it? I'm not going to say is it wrong but how do you feel about it, knowing how he feels and knowing where she's at with Zach right now? What are your real thoughts on this thing that's going on? Tamika, you start.
I just think she pissed off, which it's a natural human emotion. She also, of course, in her head, because of what Zach said to her, feel like he stepped out. And of course, she was like, "Oh, you must got it twisted if you think that I can't step out." So she's just calling him because of that. But at the end of the day, I think it's too soon to be worried about getting into anything with anybody else, and especially knowing how he feel about her, and that he's probably gonna take it more serious and be, into it for a completely different reason than her. I know a lot of times, I myself have made the mistake from kind of, they have that saying, you can get under one to get over the other one. But that's not necessarily all the time a good thing. Sometimes we got to focus on ourselves and take care of ourselves and treat ourselves first. Unless you just want to make it about, I just want to get my thing off and ain't nothing else to it but that, then, that's a whole nother situation. But we knew why she was doing it. It's like she don't want no. I mean, she don't probably mind having Paul. He ain't bad to look at or nothing, but that's not what she want. That's not what she really want.
Exactly. Candy, what are your thoughts?
I understand why she, called him. She just wanted some attention, and he was into her, very, very much into her, and she knew he would show her a good time. So she, knew the right person to choose to contact. Um, and but I think he was a little too thirsty. Like later on, he was like, "Well, you can call me his name if you want to, or we can keep talking about him." Like, what man wants to do that?
The one
Nobody
who
wants
trying to
to.
get the draws.
Yeah, but he was a
He
little
said,
too
forget
too
it.
too thirsty. Yeah, he was too thirsty for me. But I
Yeah,
mean,
that was
I do know he will show her a good time. Like they say, not here for a long time, but for a good time. That's about all he
okay.
gonna be. Cause Zach ain't having it.
Okay. Yeah, so Daddy Tima, and he comes over. He wants to talk to Zach. And Tamika, kind of take this one away and talk about this scene for me.
I like this conversation, but Daddy, Daddy Stephen was doing too much. Okay, he was enjoying Deja with her crazy behind, and I laughed because the first thing came in my mind. They kind of dressed alike, and then Zach is the singing that was leaving. But I just thought it was a real conversation amongst men. Yeah, it was also, the father of the woman that he's talking to, but he let him know, like, I've been through some things, I done seen some things, I'm human too, and I get it. But don't get it twisted. My daughter's a great woman and a great catch, and you're gonna be making a fool out yourself if you let her go. I just loved everything about that because that was trying to be all hard, his usual self in the beginning. But then he really started listening to him and what he was saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was a good scene. I thought it was really funny about the daddy and when Zach tells him, do you want to get unalive, basically? Or something like that, he says, and then I'm just like, bruh, listen, the apple don't fall too far from the
Yes,
tree.
he definitely code switched Monique. He was showing like,
Exactly.
listen, don't get it twisted.
Okay, I
Right.
love that part too because I feel like the mama could definitely be the same way, but she just been trying to hold it in.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
He was like, my wife hate when that side come out of me.
mhm. All right, let's go to the
I was
next
low
one.
key hoping Deja was gonna tip over on it over the balcony.
Oh my goodness.
Cause she just does too much. Like, what's that? What is that breaking? Did glass break? Like, how you hurt
Right.
all of that, girl?
Doing too much,
Relax,
listening too hard, just
relax.
doing the most. And speaking of Deja, y'all definitely check out the show that she is actually in. I can't think of her real name right now. It's baffling me, but it's called Caught Up, and it's actually
Oh,
surprisingly a lot
yeah.
better than what I didn't know what it was gonna be like. But it actually is it's pretty
Yeah,
decent. I
I didn't
enjoyed
check
it.
it out yet, but I saw that, and the guy that plays Imp is in a 2B movie too that I said I was going to check out. So I said, oh, they all making their rounds. Okay.
Okay. I said I'm mad at 'em. I said
They
I'll
get
look at it all
it
too,
done.
just because once
Yeah.
you done got familiar with actors,
Right.
you like I'll look at it. But
Hmm.
yeah, Jazzy, yeah, that's who she
Okay.
plays. She plays the character Jazzy in this. It's actually it's actually pretty good the way that they filmed it. I enjoyed it. Say it like that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to the club, to the live music, to the whatever this is, the music thing, whatever. I don't even know where they at. They're at a bar or something, but it has live music. They just came from dinner. Everybody seems to be having a good time. And lo and behold, who do we see?
I knew we
Oh,
was going to see them both at the same spot. As soon as his friend said, we going to go out tonight, and then you had her going out, I said, they're all going to be at the same spot. It was like,
Yes, I was like, okay.
that's what's up. Her real name is Jasmine Brown. Okay. But I think her character's name is Jazzy in the thing too. That's crazy. Now that I think about it. But okay. Yeah, so they all end up at the same place at the same time. Now, earlier, because I do want to go back 1 second because I forgot to talk about Nate and them. Nate and Tony show up to Zach's place, right? Or to his office. And Nate talks about this girl that he, had been messing with or whatever that he's, seeing or whatever. And this is how they end up at the thing because she invited, them there. So that's how they end up in the same spot. But then Belinda goes on to give this half-ass apology, y'all. It was kind of like an apology on the cool. It was like a half-ass apology, but she like, my girl who I want to be my girl again. I'm like, girl, that ship has sailed. It's over, but whatever. And she gets Fatima to sing. If Fatima's about to leave at first, but she turns around, she changes her mind. And when she sees Zach, what were your thoughts, Candy, about this whole thing? And did you know Fatima can sing?
Yes, Fatima has music out. You have to go to her YouTube page. She has music from at least
Okay.
10, 13 years ago. So yeah, she
Okay.
she does sing. I knew she could sing. So that didn't surprise me. I was glad to, well, I'm not glad. Well, yes I am. I'm glad she sang the song Falling because it was
Mhm.
perfect for their situation. She sung it, he felt it, and I was just happy about that. I like the way he was looking like a lost puppy, and he knew he'd messed up, and he saw her with what's his name? Paul. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's Paul. Yeah. When
Yeah,
he, of
Paul.
course, that made it worse when he saw Paul, and then you up there singing and looking fine, legs out, and now you finna leave. So yeah, I enjoyed all of that. Belinda, that girl there, she up there with Deja for me. Uh, she's a bit much. That yeah, I couldn't be friends with her, and especially now that we found out how she and Tony, is it Tony?
Nathan.
How they
Nathan.
Nathan, how they
Yeah.
are talking about them behind their backs about
Yeah.
them breaking up. Yeah, I definitely I'm
The
like, okay,
two
I'm so over.
haters. That didn't surprise
Yeah, I'm
me.
like, okay,
That's
yeah.
trash one and trash two.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
like,
they
okay, yeah, I'm
deserve
really
each
over
other.
her now. I'm really over Belinda now. Yeah, we done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Monique said she knew. Yeah, I knew she could sing as well. Sandra, what up, Sandra? She says that Crystal's voice is beautiful. Didn't know she sang.
Yeah.
Yeah, her voice really is beautiful. She
Yeah,
sang the
I've
hell out of
seen
that
like a
song.
couple of videos. I think that Tyler Perry put out when they would be having these different parties, and he would call her to sing amongst many other people. So I was like, oh, okay, she be blowing. All right now.
Hmm. So
Yeah,
when she sung this song, you felt it, like you felt the
yeah.
energy in the room, like you felt every last single bit of it. But the the big kicker was at the end when she walks by him and then she signals Paul to come on, and I'm just like, dang. And I mean, and if we just keeping it real, we know that Fatima is definitely using Paul to let Zach see that she can get out here too. Like she can be out here if she wants to. That she got, that she's desirable. I guess that's the word I want to use.
Hmm.
Like she ain't just, she
And
ain't trying.
Paul ain't no bum, so that hurts worse. Paul is not a bum, so that hurt.
Exactly. Let me see what she said. Zatima is my fave, but Patima, the optics of the girl, yes, they did. I like it. Patima. Belinda and Nate are the perfect match. Messy ass haters. Okay. Hi, love the reviews. Thanks so much. We appreciate you. Hey Michelle. What's up? All right, so let's move to the next one because this is actually where this episode kind of ends. So, and then we get to this is the beginning of the next episode, I believe, right here. This is how it comes on. So, they back at the house, and Paul think he think it's a go. Tamika, how did you feel about, this situation between these two? Did you think it was gonna be a go, or was you like, she ain't gonna do it?
I kind of was saying she ain't gonna do it, but I mean, it was getting hot and heavy and steamy for a minute. I was like, okay, they look cute together. You can't say they don't. But yeah, then she just stopped herself and was like, yeah, this ain't going nowhere. I know he wasn't gonna complain if it would have continued, but I appreciate that he respected the fact that she was pretty much like, I'm not in that space. Like it's still fresh. We literally just broke up. I'm not ready for this. But I did feel the same way that Candy was saying that the thirst was real with Paul.
Hell yeah. Paul said, listen, he done got this close. Like, let me got this close. Let me try to close this deal. Cause I think on the surface, Paul knows that this is not gonna go anywhere. Paul knows that this is way too soon. He even asked at some point a little bit later about what breakup they were on, because we all know, we've all been there, I'm sure, at some point when you break up with somebody, sometimes it ain't the final breakup. It just be like a break, a breakup for the moment.
Exactly.
Especially we're talking about the day before. We're not talking about
Mhm.
weeks or months. We're literally talking about the day
Exactly.
before. So,
And
it
it
is
was
what it
funny
is.
because that kind of crossed my mind too. Like I was trying to think about do Zach and Fatima do makeups to breakups. I'm like, I don't really remember it being that much. I know it's supposed to be a history of that with him and you know who, but with him and Fatima, I'm like they've had their arguments. I think if anything, the more so things that stand out to me is her being skeptical in the very beginning, and of course, kind of second guessing it when he asked her to, marry him and accepting the engagement and whether they was ready for that step, like second guessing whether she should move in. But this, I guess, it was like a more bigger type of breakup, and the fact that she's already accepted the ring and now you're throwing the ring. So I don't feel like any of the other ones was like something major like that. Because I was thinking about it for a minute, like, do they make up the breakup?
Yeah. And like I said, it's so fresh. Honestly, I like Paul, but I just feel so bad for Paul. I actually said in my review, I said, like my girl Tamika's Den say, this could just be the representative. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We trying to take
don't know.
his word, but you know how that be, honey. That the stuff start coming out later.
Okay.
Gotta keep our eye on Paul.
Exactly. Paul told Fatima in the elevator that if he had a chance, he would do everything in his power to make her happy. Oh, that is right. He did say that. Oh, it's so sad for Paul because too bad, Paul. I'm sorry, this is not Fatima, Paul. It's not gonna happen. It's called Zatima. It's
Right.
not gonna happen.
Right.
They put that in the beginning, like they have the Zatima and they put out the cancel out the Z. I should do that as a thumbnail. Cancel out the Z and the A and put a PA up there.
Put the PA and let the Z fall to the side.
Yeah. Okay. Shari, shout out to you. You just gave me an idea for my thumbnail. So that's what we're gonna do.
That'll be
Okay.
too cute.
Monique says, I don't feel bad for Paul. He know what it is. Monique said, I don't feel bad for him.
Because Zach already stepped to him, so he already know what time it is,
Right.
It ain't gonna be an easy win if you do.
Yeah.
he ain't gonna go down too easy. He not gonna let her ride.
But he said he gotta take his shot. I ain't mad at him for trying to take his shot. It is what it is. He saw something he wanted and he trying to take it. I'm just like, bro, this is not a winning situation for you.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
Zach wasn't even mad at it because I thought at first that Zach was going like come with an attitude, but he actually, to me, he was realistic. Paul was realistic. It was Zach or Tony that wanted to act the fool.
Yeah, that was so funny. Hey Daria. Loves to all, and I loves this show. Thanks for adding me on. Absolutely. We are happy to have you. So at the club, there's this little interaction where we find out that Belinda is the person that Nate knows. He comes up and she comes up. She makes sure that she lets it be known that her and Zach have been together. And it's so funny because dudes just don't care about this stuff. Like nobody even seemed to care about it. I mean, it was a whole thing when we found out about it when we found out it before, but guys, they just like, okay, it just went on, right? Then he goes over to Angela and wants to know if she at the house because he's trying to go be a blocker. We already know what he's trying to do. He's trying to go block. So everybody knows that Angela can't lie. So of course she can't lie. She tried it, but it just wasn't happening. So he heads over there. Talk about the scene where you were just starting it, Tamika, about when Tony and Zach get there and how Zach actually didn't act a fool because I thought he was, but he did not. I thought it was interesting.
I really did expect him to act a fool. He was actually calm because, like I said, I think that's what they needed to do, which they did. And I think they needed to calm down, be able to think. Like by this time, he's already had the conversation with her dad, too. And then seeing her there at the club and she looking all good and singing all good. He's like, I want my damn woman back. Because they was like, oh, I didn't know she could sing like that. But, so I did think that he was going to come out with the smart remarks and different things of that nature because Angela ran there and so told them, get up out of here.
That was a fire, boy.
And at first,
he had me laughing.
Like, oh, they gotta go. And I'm like, nah, let everything die down. But, I respected the way they both, because when he both said, oh, she really love you, he like, I know, Whereas Tony acting a damn fool with the karate kicks and all this stuff, talking about, come on. I said, Tony, you gonna sit your behind somewhere?
A mess.
Paul probably would have dumped him in the garbage can.
Exactly. Shari said that Paul will handle not being with Fatima like a mature man, unlike an immature Zach. Facts.
Yeah.
Blatant Truth said he remembered getting jacked up in the elevator, but I'm glad he kept it cool. Okay.
Yeah, that part.
That part.
We forgot about it, but he didn't.
He didn't forget about it. Okay, y'all. So of course, Fatima's gonna tell Angela to tell them that she's asleep, but instead Angela goes and says she's not there. I'm like, dude, the guys came out. They know she's there, Angela. Like, come on, like, Girl, you can't lie. Like this line
No.
thing is getting really bad with you. The worst about the moment. Tony won't. He said Tony won't bust a grape. Okay, it all done hurt his doggone. What he hurt is growing or something, trying to kick. I'm like, Tony, sit down.
What do you say?
All
I should
right.
have stretched first or something?
Yeah. All right, y'all. So we are in two different office scenes at this point. We have Fatima at her office scene, and Angela comes up, and then we have Zach sitting looking sad again. And I'm just gonna say this till I can't say it no damn more because Bryce gets on my flipping nerves. You see this man sitting there looking like he just lost his freaking best friend, and the first thing you do is you come in there and hey, how you doing? What's wrong? Nothing. Did you have a chance to look over the thing? I think it's a really good thing. Like, this man is in no shape, form, way, or fashion to be trying to do no deals. Like, you trying to make him go broke. Like, he can't even function right now. Like, you can see it all over him. Yet you say you want to be his friend. You say you're supposed to be cool. Like, okay. I'm sorry. I'm went off on this. Okay, go. Where do you go? I'm sorry. Irritate me. You got the flow, Candy. Go ahead.
Oh.
You got my bad. I'm sorry. I done went off on.
Yes, you did. You went all the way off.
So what you think about Bryce and
Bryce again is annoying. He does not read the room. He needs to focus. He needs to pay attention. I mean, the man clearly looks like he's down in the dumps, and you act like you don't see it. You steady want him to do something that he told you 20 times that he does not want to do. And you keep asking him about it. You know, it's like, are you trying to set him up or something? Like he's too anxious. I don't know. But Bryce, he bought up there with Deja and them too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done with him.
Child. Okay. Tamika, any thoughts on your boy Bryce? And then can you talk about the scene where Fatima gets the call from the doctor?
Yeah, y'all already know how I feel about Bryce, and I was just like, you can't be this clueless. But obviously, when he says he have a one-track mind and whatever he's focused on, that's what he thinks. So he ain't lying when he say that. And yeah, this deal that he keep bringing up, I don't necessarily think that he's coming with bad intentions. I think he thinks it's a good deal, but this about to be a hot mess with Zach, and it's crazy how hard he's going for him to get into it. But needless to say, as far as Fatima, when she got the call from the doctor, I was like, well, what the heck he, want her to come see about? Because I don't want to compare. Y'all know I watch both shows, but of course this is ahead of Behind Child, whichever way you go. And
I think it's in another multiverse.
Yeah, but in Sisters, he continuously says that he's in therapy. So I was assuming that it have something pertaining to do with that. But I wasn't 100% sure. And when he was like, "Oh, it's with Zach, and you think you should come and you would want to know about this," of course, with the headspace she's in, she don't, want to go. She's like, "What the heck do I need to go here for that?" And then she had me laughing because she was telling Angela, like, "Oh, me and Paul is gonna go on this date tonight," but it seemed like her and Paul hadn't even set the date up yet. She just already had it in her mind, like, I ain't think about no Zach. I'm gonna be going out on the town tonight.
Okay, and she know Paul ain't gonna say no at all. Mm-hmm. What's up, Moochie in the building? The hammer, y'all. Put them hammers up. Shari said, right now the only friend worth keeping in this series is Angela. The others need to kick rocks, child. I used to give Tony like a little bit of a pass, but now I can't even give him a pass. Like, he just like the rest of them, in my opinion, they all can go except for Angela.
I started out not liking both of them, and then I was tolerating Tony here and there, and then I don't like Belinda. They trust her. And then Angela would have me on the fence sometimes, but I felt like she was standing good and, along with her girl this part so far. So I was like, okay, as long as we keep it that way.
Let's see what Monique's to get over an old man is to get up under a new man. Okay. I just hate that it's Paul, just because I know he got these good intentions. So we see, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we think. I just feel like, we're about to go hurt his heart. We gonna have him out here singing. It's just another sad love song or something gonna break my heart. I don't know. He gonna be out here singing all of the songs.
Yeah, because you have those ones too that be good, but that's just not the one that you went to.
And she kind of pretty much says that when they're on the sofa talking, like, why you have to come now, like, why y'all always, but the one you want is just the one you want. The heart want what the heart wants. But dang it, like Connie said, what she say, listen to her. You know what? That's what Zatima needs to go ahead and listen to, and go ahead and let him knock them boots, and let's keep it pushing. Okay. Okay, yeah. So let's go to the next one. Oh, so so the doctor calls and says, "Hey, I need you to come see me." And I thought that was so weird. I'm like, what? Why? But crazy.
Yeah, especially if it was pertaining to that, because at first he was like, "Are you all right? I want to check up on you." So I was assuming he knew about the argument they had to be saying, "I want to check up on you." Then it was like, "Oh, I think you should come in and talk to me." And another thing that I liked hearing, I don't know if we skipped that part or we got to that part yet, but Fatima actually mentioned in this as well something about her getting therapy in her 20s. We didn't hear that before from her, because remember, I was actually getting a little annoyed with her when she kept telling Zach, "Well, I'm okay, I'm all good. You the one that need therapy." I'm like, "Listen, y'all both could go for therapy. Y'all can go together and separately." So I kind of appreciated hearing her say, "Oh, I had a time in my 20s when I had to really get into some things for myself and figure things out." I think she was telling Paul that when they was on the couch as well. And I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Tyler heard us and he threw that in there, huh?"
Hey, that's what's up. All right, y'all. So now we're going to make it to the barber shop. Got old Mr. Tyrone with his crazy self. Listen, Mr. Tyrone is another person we don't need to be taking no advice from, Zach. Please don't take advice from Mr. Tyrone. Let that advice stay where it's at. But so he goes here to see Tony, runs into Mr. Tyrone, and then Nate is going to pop up. Candy. Let's go. What you think about this scene? Kind of break the scene down for us. Talk about whatever.
Okay. So what is his name? Tyrone.
Mr. Tyrone. You talking about
Mr. Tyrone will have you in jail. He does not give good advice. He telling you to see the beauticians and the barbers. No. But he seems like he would. Well, I guess he's older. He wouldn't want people to go to therapy. I don't know.
Yeah, he had the different frame of mind, different generation, which that's realistic. So I understood it, but I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I had to take it. I had to think about it and take it back. I'm like, okay, because he's in that generation where they don't believe in all that. But let me see. I'm trying to figure out who is this. What? I keep forgetting his name. Nate.
Yes, Nate.
Nate.
So okay. Crazy.
I do. Nate is the married guy, right?
Yes, Nate is the one that's married.
And he's just out with Belinda like he right. And then he got to pay. He asked her to buy food.
Yeah,
that's
Nate
a big
is trash.
No, sir. What are you doing? I didn't realize they were together until after the fact. I had to put two and two together. I had to watch it again. I'm like, hold a minute. So you got to buy your side piece some food?
Listen.
No, that's not how that's supposed to go. But Zach, Zach is just trying to find somebody to tell him something that makes sense to him. I don't know.
He just needs to go to the doctor. Like, he needs to stop trying to get advice from everybody else. When that's what it all comes down to. Point blank and period.
Whatever sounds good, it's like that's what he wants to take.
He spent a lot of time too asking different people, like, "Do you think I should go to therapy? Do you think I need therapy?" And one thing that Bryce did say correctly was, "Do you think you need to go to therapy?" Only you really would know. But for me, what Mr. Tyrone said, like thinking about that age bracket or whatever, that's probably realistic of how he would think. I think he said one thing to Zach last season that made sense, and then he also told him not to take advice from Tony and Nate, which I agree with. So I'm like, a broke clock is right twice, right? Twice a day. But then when it came to this, I was like, "Do not listen to no damn Mr. Tyrone."
Yeah, I thought he had sense last season. I thought he was a half decent guy. Until now, I'm like, oh no, Mr. Tyrone, he might be on. What he said? He said partly cloudy.
Right.
Okay.
And then he told Nate to go to the drugstore. That was funny too.
Yes,
It
because he
was,
said he need to go get checked out or whatnot.
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
Tyrone, something
and then the
else.
conversation with about Belinda being like Zach said like 4,000 people.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, dang,
Okay,
we about the
she
body.
but she just doesn't care though. I guess she just trifling like that in real life. I mean, not real life, but I guess she just trifling
Yeah.
where it doesn't bother her to be out like that, and then just you with Zach and you cool with it, like that's cool. But then you got to take the dude to get something to eat, and you got to buy it. That's just like, girl, you hustling backwards. Come on.
Okay. So this is the part you're talking about right here. So after Zach leaves, then Tony ends up coming back because at the moment he was gone. So now he's back. Nate, they're sitting there talking, they're having a conversation. Belinda comes up and she's like, hey, come buy me come take me to this Chinese restaurant around the corner. And then, we find out that, he broke it, broke. He ain't got no money and he flipped it and it's like, won't you take me out? Won't you buy me? And then she's like, you can't pay me back in D. And I'm like, y'all
Right.
is crazy. Like these two right
Yeah.
here, he is Monique, you are absolutely right. Blatant truth, y'all are right.
Mhm.
Trifling.
Yeah.
And Belinda
Trifling.
is definitely broken. Yeah, she definitely broken. Everybody on here needs some doggone therapy. Like
Yes.
everybody needs to go sit down and talk to some doggone body.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see Angela walk up, and for whatever reason, it felt like Angela was meeting Nate for the first time. I felt like but maybe not because Nate, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. But they're kind of doing these introductions or whatever. And honestly, there wasn't a whole lot going on in this scene right here, in this particular part, except for this one thing. I think we found the answer to our question about the app, not necessarily who set it up, but now we know how Nate found out
Mhm.
about the app because he mentions it to Belinda, like, I'm glad you showed me that app.
Yeah.
And now we see that they kind of been in cahoots, but and I hate doing that thing with the writing thing because sometimes stuff don't be making sense sometimes. But
Mhm.
there was a little flaw in that whole thing, and I'm not even gonna go there. I'm just gonna let it go. So we
Let it
found out that
ride.
that's yeah, just let it ride. We found out that that's who they were kind of in cahoots with. That's how he knowed about the app and all this stuff. So who do y'all think actually created it? Do you think it was Belinda when it all come down to it, Smika? Do you think it was her?
Yeah. I feel like I felt like them two was in cahoots because they literally the same person, just a male and female version.
They
And
are.
then I always felt like it was Belinda that actually did it. I know that Fatima was saying she had somebody digging into it, and I was like, I hope we gonna get the definite answer on it because I ain't forget about that part. And I thought that Angela was gonna overhear it at first when she walked out.
Mhm.
That's what I really thought was gonna happen. Like, what's going on? What you said? But it seemed like if she did, she didn't let on. She just was like, "Oh, hey, girl, I had a feeling I was gonna run into you with my intuition and all of that." But I thought she was
Yeah.
going to be like, "What y'all talking about? What y'all know about the act?" That's what I
Yeah.
really wanted her to say.
And child, when she tell her that to tell Fatima that she here,
I
I'm
want to
like, girl,
slap
don't
her.
nobody. I said, girl, ain't
Ain't
nobody
nobody
finna
finna
tell
talk to
you nothing.
you.
Ain't nobody finna talk to you. Ain't nobody doing nothing
Right.
with
Go
you.
away.
Like, go away.
Yeah, and then I just didn't like the way I thought Angela was gonna figure out that they were in cahoots together because she was like, "You're Zach's friend, right?" And
Mhm.
it's to me, I would have been like, I would have, what y'all got going on? Because I would have thought something
Exactly.
immediately when I saw them two together, like y'all
Mhm.
plotting something. Even if I didn't hear what they said, I would have been thinking they were plotting.
Right. Like this is
Um,
weird.
yes, I would have figured they were plotting. And why does Tony sweat all the time?
Yeah, that
Girl,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Tony be going
Because he
through
was
it.
sweating in the garage that time when they were trying to catch Fatima. He
Yeah,
was
and
like,
I
I
felt
always
like
swear.
they met. I felt like they met Angela during that time when they was in the garage. But like I said,
yeah,
Yeah. But
it just
they because I felt like they walked up. They sure did walk up. I thought they walked up at the same time when she came out, but maybe she didn't. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a blur, but no, because Angela says again. So they did already meet. It's coming back to me now. She
mhm.
said nice to meet you again, because he
Okay,
acts like it's the first time, but she does use the word again. I'm pretty positive that's what it was said. Shari says, I noticed the contrast differences in conversations that Zach has with Bryce and with Nate and Tony. With Bryce, he seeks personal advice. With his homeboys, they talk about reliving their past. And that is very, very
Yeah,
true.
but I
That's
feel
what
like
they talk
Tony and
about.
they are stuck in their past, to be honest, and they always want to bring that old Zach out, and they always, still pretty much want to be living in the past. So that's definitely accurate.
Yeah, they're
Monique,
not
69
growing.
ways.
Yes, Monique. Okay, that. Oh Jesus.
She do be a little slow with some things, though.
Yeah, but
She
I always
really
thought
do.
Angela was trifling. I didn't like her last season for some reason. I thought she was the jealous friend, the trifling
Really?
friend. Like I didn't
I
like her
didn't
because she
get
was
it as
always.
much from her as I did Belinda, but it was times that I would be giving her the side eye.
Yeah, it's like I didn't
Yeah.
like
I
her
didn't like
too
how
much.
she tried to stay out. Like, she was like, you're friends with both of them. So I get that. Okay, I'm friends with both of you, but now both of you are going at each other. It just feels like, if that's the case, I don't let you talk about her and you don't talk about her, because I'm going to stay completely neutral, and
Right.
ain't nobody going to be able to say that this one said this or that one said this. Just don't talk to me about it at all till y'all figure that shit out.
And
Like,
if you
that's how I
wrong,
would
you
be.
wrong. Like, I'm not gonna say you're right for something that you're wrong about. Period.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. If you
Got
was
to tell
wrong,
you.
we gonna establish that part right from the jump, and
Hmm.
keep it pushing. But it just always felt like she was still telling Belinda stuff when she shouldn't have been. That's what used
Yes.
to irritate
Yes,
me.
Yes.
that's what
Yes.
pissed me
Yes.
off.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I'm
used
like
to
Angela,
irritate
girl. Come on now.
Yeah.
me. Okay, y'all. So we are here, right here, y'all, with this old trifling beep beep bleep bleeps bleep bleeps. I got a bunch of bleeps for her, Connie, y'all. Okay, so Connie, we found out possibly on drugs. We don't know. They didn't even pop back up, but I guess it really don't even matter at this point. But we do find out officially again, because there are two times we're gonna find out that Zach didn't actually sleep with her, when we know for a fact that they didn't. She confirms it here, and then it was confirmed again in another part. But she's still trying to get at him. She's still trying to get that old thing back. And it's kind of like Shari said, when he's with the homies, when he's with these people from his past, everything is about the past and
Hmm.
reliving this past. You even see it with Connie, trying to get that, whatever she trying to do. I don't know, but she was killing me with this. I'm like, come down, come down. Can you?
Right.
I'm like, girl, if you don't put your ass down somewhere.
She was acting like Felicia off of Friday.
Exactly.
She was definitely being a third
She was
bucket.
giving vibes. She was giving those sea head vibes. Like, girl,
Pull her behind them.
yeah,
Okay.
like
She was doing too
nobody really
much.
act like that. Yeah, she act like a
Exactly.
homeboy.
Exactly. And that's who she is. She's Connie, the around the way girl, I
Right.
guess you would call her. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And maybe that's what pulls Zach in a little bit, is because he feels like one of his homeboys to him. You know what I'm saying? Just one
Hmm.
that he used to sleep with. And, but that's a whole nother thing with that. But so what's even more interesting is when we get to the very next part. And Tamika, I want you to talk about this part and this scene, because the scene was a lot in my mind. It was a lot. He walks up to his brother and his mom and kind of just talk about the whole thing.
Child, if Nate and Belinda are trash, then Mama and brother is the gutter. Okay, I know a rat when I see one. Okay, like they are the gutter, the lowest of the lowest of the lowest. I can't with them. They make me sick to my stomach. Like, he's sitting here serious saying he want to have a conversation with y'all, and he talking about some. Oh, you gotta pay us. You gotta give me money. Like, I gotta pay you to talk to you. And that, oh God, it's like I can't stand him at times, but then I feel sorry for him at the same time, because he wants this so bad to know, answers to certain things and try to make an attempt to work on himself, that he's actually taking this money out to give them. The way I would have told them to jump over damn building, I was just disgusted. They
They're like,
really made me so bad in
yourself.
this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, this
And she
was
just standing here
terrible.
smoking that cigarette and looking at him. What do you want to talk about? I was like, oh.
listen to your brother. Listen to your brother. I'm like, come on now, this is ridiculous because at the end of the day, Zach he's longing and wanting this love from this family. And I kind of understand, I've seen a situation like that in real life with someone in my family where they long for the love of their mom and they felt like one person got it and this person didn't, and they just wanted it so bad to the point where they would buy things, they would do things just trying to get that love. And at the end of the day, you can't buy love, like it just isn't gonna happen. It either they have it or they don't. But you continuously see Zach trying to earn this. He just wants this love from his mom,
And then she like take me to get another pack of cigarettes. We could smoke on the way. I said, Lord.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did
Monique,
not
girl,
like it.
I was gonna stay away from that because I've been trying to do this new thing where I do not try not to be too critical about certain things, and I
Yeah,
just try to
I
roll
felt the
with it.
same way.
But yes, absolutely. Monique says I didn't like some of the jump cut scenes. 1 minute Zach walking with the mom, and the next scene they're in the therapist a child. Lord have
That's
mercy.
how I
So
felt about Zatima with her clothes on. I'm like, how she? What?
he's so silly. Shari said Fatima told Zach in season 1, episode 1, that he's going to have to set boundaries with his family or he will have no money. And that's absolutely the truth. And that's just point blank and period. He
Yeah.
will be broke if he doesn't set boundaries with his family. Clearly, the only time they want to be around you, the only time they want any is when they want money from you, and that's just not cool. Like, I understand wanting to help your family, but if we can't sit down and have a conversation without you wanting money from me, then we can't we just then I can't give you money. If we can't have a real relationship, like,
Because
no.
remember, he wrote the brother a hefty check that first visit when he came. So you spent up all of that and you've been asking me for money every time I see you since then. If you don't get out my damn face.
You spent all that money and you still standing outside on the corner looking like last week, boy. Go away.
Like, for real.
That
And when
part hurt my feelings. Oh,
it really did. It was kind of really sad the way Jeremiah, is there. He looked like he's strung out. Like, they both look like they strung out. Like, seriously. It like the last time we saw, like the first few times we saw him, he didn't necessarily look strung out, but this time he like really looked strung out. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, did they just make this okay? Like, something. So then we're going to go to, like, well, hold on, before this, I think I lost the slide, y'all. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I did. But anyway, regardless, Fatima is going to end up talking to Paul, and they're going to set some arrangements to go out to dinner because she says that she can't do lunch right now because she has to go to this meeting or whatever. So we see that they are kind of trying to move forward with just seeing each other, getting to know each other. So it wasn't a whole lot, but I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah,
and then
I just mentioned that Angela had me cracking up. What was when she was in the hallway and it's like she acting like she hiding in the back watching them. She got that bright peep on. I said, "Girl, you're not hiding."
I know, like, girl, you look like a whole flashlight in the nighttime. Calm down. But one thing that tripped me out was he said, what about 7:00? She said, no, I need to push it to 8. He said, okay, good. I get to have a little bit longer time with you. I'm like, how if you're losing an hour? I'm like,
I think he was saying he was trying to have more time with her is what I think he was trying to say if they did it at 7. That's what I gathered from that.
Okay. Well, maybe I need to go watch it again. Listen with a critical eye.
Girl, listen.
Trying to find something wrong.
You so silly. Bladen True said, do you guys think that Jeremiah is beating the mom? I wouldn't put nothing past Jeremiah at this point. Like, they have a weird dynamics between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something definitely. Renee says they're bullying him. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And they're using his love.
Tripping him.
They're using him. Yeah, they're guilt tripping him for sure for for making it, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying, for doing something more. Because even though, we all know, if you've watched my channel or if you've watched our lives last time, yes, I am the one that has not seen Sisters and don't want to see Sisters at this point. But I hear about it and I know a lot of the things that go on in it because I do listen to reviews and stuff like that. However, I just can't go look at 100+ episodes. I can't do it. from my understanding, we never met the family in Sisters, so we never
Right.
have an understanding
Yeah.
of who his family was. So if
Right.
they've never
Yes.
popped up all this time, why they want to pop up when he hear about the house that he has, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Because that's when he popped up, because he heard about this place that he had, and now he wants to pop up. So if now we popping up, what's the point?
Right.
Baby, he can't pop up in Sisters because he'll never come back because it takes too much going on, too much going on in Sisters for them to focus on Zach and his mom, Zach and his parents,
Yeah.
his mama
Not
and his
even the
brother.
friends. And to be honest, even the way
Yeah.
it started off with Zatima, it felt like he hadn't seen the friends in a long time. He hadn't seen the kids in a long time. So he wasn't really being bothered with none of them. Everybody heard about the money in the house. It was like, oh, you moving on up like the Jeffersons, and see them start popping out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
up. But okay, y'all. So we get to the very end here. We get to where she comes to see Dr. Reed, and he's like, look, you're going to want to see this. Now, I'm just going to say this one part, and then I'm going to let it go. What happened to doctor patient confidentiality?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking the whole time. But I said, let it play out, see where they're going to take it. Because I was like, ain't this against the doctor patient confidentiality? But I mean, even how he started out was unethical. Yeah, I was like, I ain't going to make a big deal about this. But yeah. So
I
Yeah,
just
I
had
thought
to
it was
say it. I
odd.
had to get it off my chest just real quick, and then I'm gonna let it
Yeah.
go. Shari said, I would like to see Zach exert some of that energy that he had with Angela and Fatima with his mom and brother. Absolutely. But we know that he's not going to do that, because at the end of the day, he's trying to gain this love from them. He knows that he has the love from Fatima, and she's somebody that he's using to take that anger out and push away, because he doesn't want. This is what I read from it. He doesn't, you know how sometimes people, like, somebody's good for you and they're trying to love you, but you don't know how to let them love you. You don't know how to let them be there for you, and you expect the worst. So you're trying to sabotage it before they can do something to you. Like, let me hit you before you hit me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so
Self-sabotage.
crazy to me. But that once again is why he needs to be in therapy, because he needs to know that that's not how love works, but this is what his example of love is. And maybe that's what they're trying to show us, that this is Zach's example of love. And therefore, this is why we have what we have, or what we've seen, and for y'all seen a lot more of whatever he has going on in Sisters. But maybe that was the whole point in bringing the family dynamics in.
Yeah, because I know once I saw this introduction with them, and even with Fatima's thing, and the whole sometimes you be wanting sex much, like a lot of things started making sense to me, and I was like, okay, I'm understanding Zach a little bit better, why he probably is the way he is, starting to come together.
Yeah, it does make sense now, that we see his family and the way he acts in Sisters.
Yeah, I will do that, Renee. I got one season in me. I can do one season, child. I can do that. I'm gonna do that. But I ain't got the rest of them seasons in me. But I can do that one season, because, like I said, most of the time I know the basics of what's going on. I just don't know all the little bitty details, but I know all the major stories. That's for sure. But yeah, so she walks in, and all of a sudden now, Jeremiah done came. I'm gonna say one more thing, and then I'm gonna let it go. I promise, I'm gonna let it go this time. How the hell? I thought Jeremiah said he wasn't coming. I thought he said he was gonna stay.
He must wrote him a check and gave him some cash. Ain't no way they sitting up in there all nearly willy chilling like that. I know that was a hellified ride.
I said, Erica, don't do it. I said, just let it go. Just roll with it. Just roll with it. Zach doesn't trust love. Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much where this episode ends off at, y'all, is with Fatima coming in and seeing the family there. To be fair, honestly, I don't really know how the reaction is going to be. I don't even know why she's there.
I'm curious to see, do y'all think she's walking out, or we about to have the whole family session? Why there?
I think it's too early.
I think
it's too early to bring her in.
I was a little confused as to why we would be bringing her in right now anyway.
Yeah. She should have, but I guess you got to get them all in there, because they might not come back.
Right.
Maybe. Who knows?
They might not come back.
But
Mother and the
overall,
brother ain't gonna be coming unless you pay them. Well,
okay,
Okay.
like gotta have to give up some cash to go to therapy. Like Zach say, in order for me to get better, to get these jokers to therapy, I'm just gonna have to keep paying them to come so I can get
Had to
better.
put them on the
That's
payroll. Pay them and the
that's
doctor. Gracious.
crazy. But
Huh.
anyway, y'all, that is kind of where this episode ends up at. And you know, in my opinion, I'm interested to see where this is going to go, if she's gonna stay or if she's gonna go. I'm also interested to really see her, to see if she's gonna explore something, you know, real with Paul. Because honestly, Zach just starting therapy, I mean, he's just at the beginning of his journey. You know, it's not like it's gonna all of a sudden he's just going to change tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I am interested to get a little bit of her doing something for herself and showing Zach that she's not always going to be there for him to, you know, to be to be the walking mat, I guess you would say, to like walk over her, you know, because to me, that's what it feels like he's doing. You know, whether he's doing it on purpose or not, and he's assuming that she's always going to be there. And, you know, that's just not the case. And I feel like she's really trying to show him that. And I just hope she kind of sticks to her guns with that until Zach actually comes back and is ready to be the person that, you know, that he can be for her and for them to actually have this relationship. Because I think we said last season that we already felt like they was moving too fast anyway. Like they done got engaged. Like it's just so many unresolved things. Shari says Zach is desperate. And Bladen says Zach should do a few sessions alone. That's what I was thinking. Like he needs to do some stuff by himself first before we start trying to unpack all this. But you know, it is what it is. We ain't gonna go too far into it.
Like
But
Tamika said,
final
that's how they
thoughts.
wrote it.
Final thoughts, Candy, on this episode, and any things that you perceive happening. Any predictions?
So I like the both episodes. I can give them a 9 together collectively. They were very interesting. They were both episodes were jam packed with. Um, they were dark. They were deep. They had their little funny moments here and there, but not too many because it was really both of them were really serious episodes, and like that was like a good way to bring us back into Zatima, showing how the turmoil that they have going on, and Zach lying to Fatima. That just I'm like that was unnecessary, and then talking to the parents, talking to the dad. I like all of that, that they did a whole lot in it, you know, and I really appreciated that, especially with bringing the parents in, her parents, and then with the brother and the mother at the end of this episode. So then I guess episode 3, we'll still see kind of what's going on with them and that. And they can maybe wean them away a little bit. I don't know, because I think she's supposed to get sick or something. I don't know. But I mean, I appreciate it. But for the episode 3, I want to see exactly what's going on, how he feels. Is he going to share his feelings with them? His real true feelings about, especially the way he talked to Fatima in episode 10 last season, how he cried to her. Is he going to cry to his mother and talk to her that way so she can see how he really feels about her and the way he treated her? Or maybe that may be too much. They might push her over the edge. I don't know. But I really want to see how he talks to her and handles her, as well as the brother. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay, that's what's up. What about you, Tamika?
yeah, I enjoyed this so far. The first 2 episodes they gave, I definitely kind of agree with what both people saying. Like, it's funny because I always, no matter what show it is, I watch the episodes first, do my review. Sometimes even coming up here doing the lives with you, I don't know what you thought about it. You don't know what I thought about it, so we start conversating. And I don't typically look, on social media or get too deep into the comments, but after the fact, when everything is settled and I did all of that, I do be listening to what people talking about and seeing the comments. And some people have voice that I'm sure Tyler Perry be listening to, honey. He be trolling sometimes, but I see some people saying they kind of didn't want it to go this direction. Like, you can have a relationship that have problems without it having to be so over the top. And there's enough things that could be happening or whatever. And I get that part of it too, how people feel that way. But I'm interested, like you said, just to see her kind of exploring herself, exploring maybe with Paul or maybe doing her own separate therapy. Him definitely doing this therapy. and how that's going to evolve with him. And the difference, I think, when it comes to Zach and Fatima too, is that she has Angela, she has her parents, even though her mother may not agree with everything, she kind of has that support system. Whereas Zach, he can't depend on Nate and Tony. He can't depend on his family. He had one friend at one point, and I can't even remember the guy's name right now, and sisters. And I felt like when they made Bryce, they kind of made him a different version of him. But then they took Bryce in another direction, so he don't even have that. So when you look at him, he really only has a team. So it would be kind of nice for him to have somebody else that could be a support system too, that's outside of the team, and just be working on himself before they get back together. We know they're gonna get back together because of the team, but I'm like, maybe show that development happening. And also, I would like to see like the focus on him getting his son back. That's the story within itself. Him getting his therapy and the whole parent situation and story, within itself. So it's a lot there that he can be busy with, and then she be busy with, and then we get back together and get busy with each other.
Exactly.
Well, not question, but do y'all realize like they have nothing but negative people around them? Like Deja is negative. It's like it's like everybody's negative, like except for maybe Angela. And Bryce is not a negative either, too much. But I mean, he might be the only positive thing Zach has as far as a male friend or whatnot, because he doesn't cause him any trouble. Yeah.
I
but
think
they don't have any positive people in their lives.
Yeah, I think they have more as it relates to Nate and Tony. I feel like they're just a little more selfish because now Zach has money and now they're able to do things differently than when Zach was Zach, when his whole Zach attack days. You know what I'm saying? And now Fatima is kind of messing that up for them in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they're looking at it. So they're just more selfish than anything. There are moments when we actually see that Nate and Tony do care about him in the sense of care, but they are just toxic.
They stuck in the past.
They're toxic.
You know how you outgrow relationships and you outgrow. That's what I feel like.
Exactly. And I thought Tony was at least like, I was like, okay, Tony, like this was last season. I was like, okay, Tony might be okay, but Nathan really got to grow up. You know what I'm saying? But it just, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Nate with the wife and kids, he seemed like he should be more mature than anybody. Exactly. You got responsibilities. Like, come on.
And then he had the nerve at one point to be like, "I called her, emailed her, text her," and it's like, and you wonder why she ain't answering you. You trash. I would be paper,
All right, let's read these last comments, y'all, and then we about to get up out of here. Shari says Zach is desperate. Blatant Truth says Zach should do a few sessions alone first. Absolutely, EJ. Fatima should focus on herself. Zach needs to hold Fatima down for once, right? Right now, it's too one-sided in Zach's favor, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. I know it's a lot of people that love Zach and think that Zach can't do no wrong, but I'm sorry. Zach is absolutely wrong in this situation. Zach needs to do better. And I like the character Zach, don't get me wrong, but it ain't floating right for me. Like he needs to do better. Like, and he don't get held accountable for the things that he does. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we even go back for just a second and just indulge me for a few minutes, y'all. I'm sorry, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. But if we go back to last season, Zach did a lot of things that were so highly disrespectful. And the way I count respect is what you do when I'm not around, to me, is how you show real respect when it's all said and done. That scene where he and Deja are sitting there and he tells her, you gonna something about F the S out. You remember that scene? Something like that. And I'm just like that was an unnecessary thing for you to say, and it was highly disrespectful for you to say. And then there was just a few other things. It's just he be putting himself in these situations, and I'm like, stop putting yourself in situations that you got to try to explain or like it just be too much. And then there was even this one part in this episode where Nate says that Fatima was being disrespectful. How is she being disrespectful? Because she decided to go out after this ninja done.
Well, Nate.
After he said he, effed her hard, like
He
real
don't
hard
have
too.
no type
Like
of
what?
sense or nothing.
That's how you gonna talk? That's how you gonna handle me, sir? Okay, I got you.
It was just a
Cool.
lot. So Renee
Yeah.
says, I want to know what the secret is that Fatima's parents have on Zach. I forgot about that. They've never unpacked that particular secret. I don't know what secrets he could have. I feel like that therapy session gonna be a hot mess with everyone in the
Oh
same
yeah,
room.
definitely.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Fatima have experience with therapy. Zach don't.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised if Zach's family leave the session.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Okay.
be surprised either. I would expect that.
Monique said, "Get rid of Nate and Belinda. They are a toxic child. They meant for each other too. They just need to go
Yeah.
ahead and get together and stay together." We have an
That
advantage
wiped
because
up
we are
that
watching
bone.
season 6 of. Oh, okay.
Child, I
Zach
don't
is.
know if I could call it an advantage because it's definitely two different timelines, two different universes going
Yeah.
on.
It's
So
definitely
is
not
the
on the
season
same.
6 supposedly, because I know I've seen some of the reviews. I try to not try to mix them together, but in season 6 they seem to. So is this supposed to be after this thing? Is that how it's supposed to be?
This is technically ahead of season 6.
Really?
Has to be.
Wow.
Yeah, because they are. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
It's
Okay.
it's not even. They're not even blending at
Right,
all.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's why
You
I keep
just know
saying.
it's ahead because of certain things they say, and it's like, wait a minute, okay, they like, because I used to get confused at first, so yeah. I'm like,
Okay,
well,
because
wait a minute.
I thought they was. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I keep calling it the multiverse because I'm like,
Right.
This must be the Zach and Fatima on Earth 2 somewhere, and then it's another one on Earth 4. I don't know, but Zach and Fatima need to come up with some ground rules for their family and friends. Oh Lord, absolutely. Zach needs to do better
Absolutely,
by his
yes. I
queen.
said
Yeah.
that season.
That is it. He don't know how to do better, and that is true. And I think that's what he
Yeah.
has to learn. EJ, he did something similar in season 6 of Sisters with. Oh God, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. How he
Okay.
went crazy. Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. I've
I
heard
thought he
some of the
was
things
too
that
good.
happened. I saw some of the
Yeah.
things that happened, and that's why I didn't know what timeline they were in. So I try not to
Right.
confuse myself. I'm like,
Well,
is
you know
this
what? Aren't they
before?
engaged in sisters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I think that matches is that they're engaged,
Yeah.
right, Tamika?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
the only thing that matches is that they're engaged.
Oh
That's
wow.
it.
Okay. Fatima is exhausted by all the situations that Zach get himself in, and he get himself in a lot, child.
Yes, he
Yes.
do.
Yes, yes. He's like a little
Yeah.
kid. Like
Yes, he definitely
it's like
is.
he enjoys drama. It's like he lives in and survives in chaos. I guess that's how he grew up. He doesn't
Yeah,
know any better. He
definitely
grew up
grew
in
up in
chaos.
chaos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's how he functions in chaos.
Yeah.
Okay, because she said
So
in season 6, that's when
Yeah,
we
that's
learned
what
he
I
was in
was saying
therapy.
earlier. He keeps repeating that he's in therapy, so that's how I knew he was gonna be going to therapy in this season of the team. Because I'm like, wait, he didn't get no therapy. The team was trying to get him in therapy, so I was like, oh, he must go to therapy in the team. So now we're gonna start to see that. Because in there, he's
Okay.
like, listen, I've been working hard on myself.
Okay.
So
That's what's up.
I'm looking forward to seeing him put in the work. Y'all know I'm gonna be there
yeah,
for the therapy.
yeah, he
Okay,
got to
I was
put in
gonna
the
say,
work.
therapy is a thing, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
therapy is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. Well, that's it. I mean, that was it for these 2 episodes. They were pretty good episodes. I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming up. Y'all always coming out, showing so much love, showing support, and talking about this show, always having good conversation. Everybody's always contributing to the conversation, so I really enjoy that. Tamika, let us know what's going to be going down on your channel. I'm gonna go to the top of these comments so I can figure out who was all here while you tell us what's going down.
What do I have going on? Of course, it just starts all over again. Y'all know Thursday night movie night. Myself, EJ, and Muchi. So make sure y'all come through for that. And then it'll be what do we got? Oh gosh, it'll be like all the Queen's Men. This is the last episode for that, I think. I'll have a review for that and a review for the team. I'm sorry, I don't know y'all. My eyes is burning like crazy right now. A review for the team, a review for all the Queen's Men, for Love During the Lockup. Then we got Forced. Is that this weekend? If that's this weekend, I'll be doing that too. And yeah, pretty much just go on and on and on and on from there. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe.
Absolutely. Candy, do you have a release date for your channel yet?
Tamika.
Get on it, Candy. Get on it.
Don't be talking to Tamika. I asked you a question. You got a release date?
Oh, I thought Tamika was saying something. Oh.
Listen, we gonna get that release date from Candy soon, y'all. She about to drop a channel. But anyway, once again, guys, I want to thank everybody. We had Blatant Truth in the building. Appreciate you, Shari. As always, appreciate you for coming and hanging out with us. And y'all make sure y'all give a couple of rounds of applause for my girl Shari. She be doing the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely give some. I like her. We got Sherry came through, Renee came through, Monique came through. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Samara came through. Sandra came through. I got this new mouse, y'all. So y'all got to bear with me. I'm learning how to use it. It's that touch mouse. Monique, 69 Ways, always contributing to the conversation. We appreciate you so much. Michelle came through. Daria, Queen was in the building. Let's see here. Muchilla came through. The Hammer. And then we had a lot of conversations, and it was a bunch of other people in the building as well that may not have said anything. We always appreciate you. Don't have to say anything. We know you here, and we appreciate that you are here. And we are going to get up out of here, guys. Before I go, the only thing that I really have going on is basically the same stuff that Tamika got going on. We've been doing a lot of collabs, y'all. So definitely check us out on Thursday. We do movie night on Thursday. It's called Movie Night with the Ladies. We're going to be doing the final episode of New Edition, part 3. We're going to be hanging out on Moochie's channel, but we'll be streaming it on all of ours, of course. So come and hang out with us there. We're going to be starting Power Book 4 Force on Sundays. This particular Sunday, we're going to have 2 lives. We're going to have the All the Queens Men, and then we're going to have Power Book 4 Force. I got to go work those times out because I didn't realize they were crossing each other over. But so we have that, and then shoot, I know we have some other stuff coming up. I just can't think of what it is. If you watch All the Queens Men, just know that we are going to be doing a finale recap party on that. Of course, y'all know I like to do giveaways, so we'll definitely be giving something away for that one. So definitely come out and hang out with us for that. And then other than that, me personally, I'm just going to be uploading a few videos, reviewing again, and like we doing it, watch and repeat and keep doing the same thing. But anyway, guys, are we about to get
Hello?
There she go. There she go. I don't know where she went. But thank
we
you
about
all
to get up out of here.
Yes. I was like, wait, where did she go?
I really did get up out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right. So I guess
Yeah, she said she got that new mouse, so it's probably like...
yeah, that new mouse is tripping.
Uh-huh.
I keep swiping left, and when you swipe left, it takes you out of the thing. Oh my God. Hold on, girl, I need to learn how to work this doggone mouse. Anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here before I swipe out again. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all later.
Good night, child. Thanks for coming.
Peace out.